think I might be having one myself actually. Good afternoon, welcome to Oakedge. Today we are going to be reviewing a fairly new gun concept that Guerini have come out with. It's the Summit Ascent Allsport, and it's in here. And I'm going to open this. This is a typical of Guerini, which I love. They always come with a fantastic flight case, lockable. And in this particular case, there's a few extras that you don't get when you buy this gun, but I've brought them along today to show you what these extras actually do to make a brilliant gun into something even better. So, the typical of Guerini, socks for the stock and the barrels. Now the Allsport, I'm told by the boys at Guerini, only comes in 32-inch barrels, and only in the Ascent and the Summit Ascent, yeah, and the Grade 1 Invictus, which is interesting. And it only comes with the Monte Carlo stock, not a Monte Carlo stock like you probably think that it really is. Quite a clever bit of kit, this actually. You can have two different style fore ends if you purchase one of these. This is the trap fore end, and you can also get it in the Snable style, which is a very slim one. That's it. There's no other options for stocks either. It's a Grade 2 stock, which actually, if you look at the wood on that, that Guerini class as Grade 2, that's pretty impressive actually, because most guns that I know that are Grade 2, they look like they've just come off a building site and were once in their former life a pallet. Anyway, I'm going to put this gun together now, and I'm going to show you a few things about it. This is a Monte Carlo stock, as I've just said, an adjustable. But the biggest difference is about this Monte Carlo setup, and you'll get to see this even better when I put it together, is the comb height has been set lower like a Sporter. But because it's Monte Carlo, and we've got the lateral plane that you can go all the way through here. So if you're shooting a forward position like I do, or if you're in the middle of the cone or the back of the cone, and some of my friends shoot like that, it doesn't matter where you put your head, you're going to get that benefit that you get from a Monte Carlo stock, but without I've got my neck cranked up and I can only use it on ABT, DTL, Olympic trap, blah, 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 blah. So a little bit more of this before I put it together. It's an adjustable trigger as well, which this little piece of kit here is what you use for adjusting the trigger up and down for your length of pull. Guerini have only got one use for this. Well, I'm going to show you in a minute. This has actually got two uses, one official, one unofficial, but really, really, really works well. So, which will bring me to the barrels now. On the barrels, and you'll see this, if you go on to Guerini USA, it'll show you quite a few videos on there actually of how to take your ejectors out, which you need to do now and again, especially when they get crudded up. This little tool here goes in there and flicks that little locking device out perfectly. So you don't have to go hunting around your garage or shed. There's something that will go in there to fetch that for when you clean your ejectors. So a little bit of a top tip there. Don't buy anything, it already comes with it. If you just notice, I've got no chokes in it, and I've done that for a reason today, and I'm going to get onto that in a second. These are the two accessories I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. Typical of Guerini, 8 chokes. There's more than enough chokes there to satisfy anybody, you'd have thought. There's certainly enough in there for somebody like me. It's got everything that you're going to need on a clay ground. It's the Allsport. It's designed for skeet shooting, compact sporting, English sporting, FITASC. I spoke to Matthew Panther, who's a shooter for Great Britain, who works for Guerini, and he said, yeah, you can shoot this on DTL, no problem. We reckon it can do it. He knows he can do it. He's a top crap shooter. I've tried it on GTL and it does work on GTL. So you've got enough chokes for a lot of different disciplines there. Notice I kept out all the Olympic stuff. There's a different kind of grade gun most people use for that anyway, which Caesar Guerini make, which is the Invictus. So yeah, 8 chokes, more than enough chokes there, I think. Well, there is for everything. So I'm going to put it together now, and I'm going to show you some of the things that we do use. Forend off, don't do what a lot of people do, put the forend like that and it rolls off, or they put their elbow on it and they break them, and I've seen it done. I'm guilty myself. Put it somewhere nice and flat, look, doesn't roll anywhere. And if you do break it, you will cry, because the price of them is... Okay, right. This is brand new, so it's dry. So we're going to put this together now. We're going to put some different oils, different greases on it. Em's going to do a few close-ups of those kind of shots after. So I'm just going to get on and get this done now. Barrels on. A little bit of Teflon grease or cream, sometimes I call it. This is the Teflon grease or cream from Liquid Moly. That goes on there. That goes on the action. That's beautiful. Now, a lot of people now would start messing around with the comb and going, oh, I quite like that, and putting it together. Right, well, we're not going to do that, because a lot of people will set that up or balance the gun and not put the chokes in. When you're messing around or you're adjusting the comb or the balance of the gun, make sure you've got the chokes in. You'll be surprised how many people will go, I've set it up and it was great, and then I went to shoot it and it just felt completely different. Did you have the chokes in the gun? Oh no, I didn't. Right, so we're going to put a couple of chokes in now. I'm just going to hold that in there a second. And out of the 8 chokes, because I'm spoilt for choice, I'm going to put 2 halves in, or modified, as our American audience likes to call them, and they come with M on them, so which stands for modified. Bit of the Teflon cream there from Guerini, from Liquid Moly. Put these in. Does come with a choke key. Up to you if you use it. I don't. Look, that's plenty, just finger tight. Chokes are not bolts. They just need to go in and just nipped up. The amount of chokes that I see that have been put in with a Herculean amount is unbelievable. That's it. That's all it needs. Now then, you're going to go to these couple of accessories here. This is a genius piece of kit. This is a balancing and recoil reduction system that Caesar Guerini make that will fit in that perfectly. Now, if you purchase one of these, they do come with 3 weights. It's up to you how many weights you put on. And I'm going to show you why I've bought this. When you've put this gun together and you find the hinge pin, watch what happens. The barrels go forward. Now, some of you might like that, but not me. I like a bit of weight in my stock. So when I come to balance the gun, for me, mine's going to do that. Not a lot, but enough. And trust me, the difference is incredible. So just clamp that up. And this is as easy as changing the light bulb. A little bit of oil in these holes here. That just lubricates it just that little bit. So when you put the screwdriver in. Now, you've got to take the recoil pad off to put the balancer, recoil reducer in. The top nut screw, you only have to slacken off. You don't have to undo it all the way. Undo this one all the way out. And it's really simple to do. Setting up the barrel weights, clumsy here, and the recoil reducer is absolutely a breeze. So let's get that out. Push that to one side. Now I've put the weights on this already because I know what weight I need for this gun. And this is beautiful. This is how simple this is. That's it. That's it. It's not rocket science. Screw this all back up, make sure it's tight. Amount of times I've seen people take recoil pads off but not put that bit of effort in to get that pad down. It wants putting down. Now, bit of magic now. Watch this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now that has turned a very nice gun to something very, very different for me when I pick it up. That just feels lovely. Now, what I have done is I've already set this comb for me. And again, this is very, very simple to do. Setting it up for you might be a bit more complicated. How you do that is in your height, your cast or cast off, because it's right-handed, it is down to you. Or if you're really not sure, go and find an instructor that does. I know where my cast has got to be. I know the height of this comb. And if you've noticed, my lift is quite high because I do shoot every discipline that there is and in the field with a Monte Carlo setup, but it's sporting kind of height, if that makes sense to you lot. And that's it, just nip it up. That gun, out of the box, ready to rock and roll, that's how quick it is. That's how quick it was. Maybe 2 more minutes to put that together. But again, I know what I'm doing, I know where it's got to go. Don't overcomplicate it. I always say that. One of my best sayings, don't overcomplicate it. That's a brand new gun, ready to go, out there. And we're going to try it, as always, with different cartridges, different sizes, 21s, 24s, 28s, hot rounds, club rounds, beginner rounds, corporate cartridges, all sorts of things. But this is a proper competition gun. So this is capable of doing all of that anyway. But we're going to go around the course now. We're going to shoot a few stands. And you'll get to see what this is like. You'll get to see what I think it's like. But there you go. See you in a bit, honest man. Right, as you can see in this box, and I think quite a few of you have seen this before actually. When I'm testing any gun really, I have different mixtures of cartridges. This tells me a lot about how guns behave. I'm going to be shooting, to start off with, some 28 gram Supremes. This is what I normally start off with, being one of my favourite cartridges, and the fact that I know exactly how they behave, so I know what I'm looking for from the gun. And again, then we'll drop down to some 24s and 21s. So we're going to get the gun out. We're going to start off with a very straightforward going away clay. And that tells me a lot about how the gun feels. But more than anything, before we even go into the course and shooting different targets, Bolton rabbits, Shondells, Batus, driven, whatever you want to call it. And I see this a lot. People set a gun up, they go out, and the first thing they do is they try something that is too difficult, usually beyond their capabilities as well. But they believe that the gun, because they've spent some money, and a bit more money, it gets them out of it. So my advice is, whatever gun you buy, even if you're a professional, the professionals do this anyway. They'll go, right, let's start off with something simple, and then start to build it up from there. Okay, so I'm going to grab the gun now. So we've got a straightforward going away orange clay. Nothing outrageous. I've got as you saw when we were filming Just, I've got modified in both barrels, or half if you're from our neck of the woods. Single selective trigger ejector gun. It's not going to make any difference at the moment because I've got the same chokes in each barrel. Okay, so I'm going to call, when I call pull, I'm going to call pull twice this time because I'm going to call pull to release the target. That's going to give me a lot of feedback about the gun straight away. I might not be comfortable, or I might need to change a few things either with the gun straight away or with how I'm approaching it mentally. So I'm going to call pull and then call pull again. Once I'm settled, it will be on report as we go around. Are you ready, buddy? Pull. Pull. Like you said, there was a bit of a delay from me from how I normally shoot, which is why I said I was going to call pull twice. And the reason why I left it a bit late was the feedback I got from the gun, but my hold point was completely wrong. And if your hold point's wrong, you won't get the right feedback from your gun either. So I altered my hold point, I lifted the gun up, in other words, on this target. So I'm mounting the gun, pre-mounting the gun. It's a going away target, so pre-mount the gun unless you're a big fatash shooter. In the shoulder, nice and gentle, pull. Rising up to the target, pull. And you probably can see, I don't know whether Emily has, but from the first two shots, how they both broke, but these last two shots, how much more central the pattern was to the target. And again, that tells me a lot about the gun, just from them first two shots, by having your expectations in the right order really, which is don't buy a new gun and expect to be as good as Richard Folds straight away, or ever if that matter. So, okay, now this time I'm going to call pull, and as soon as the gun goes bang, Hayden is just going to send the second clay. So I'm in a different mindset myself now. I'm comfortable with where the gun is at the moment. Ball. Ball. Okay, now when the gun goes bang, bud, just set it off again. So you saw that I just missed one there. Bird really hooked to the left, caught me by surprise. However, a lot of people get this wrong with in the setting guns up, whether they're a seasoned shooter or not. Missing clays is very important for information coming back, because if you've missed and you don't know where, why, how, you're in a fair bit of trouble there. I missed over the top. Great, at least I know where I was. The gun's told me where I was. That information is important, so that if that does happen again, if it just hooks slightly to the left, I can put it right. I won't be surprised this time. But your clay should go in the same place, but it doesn't. So it's important, even if you miss, what that information is about. And that did it straight away. We've only just put 6 cartridges through this gun, and this gun's already talking to me. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to warm up a little bit more with this gun, just on here. I just want to try a couple of other things with it. So I'm going to go back to the gun trolley, pick up some more cartridges. I'm not going to change the cartridge. I'm going to stick with Express Supreme because I know that cartridge inside and out. So I'm just going to grab a few more. Okay. You'll notice as well now that I've actually changed pockets on an over and under. I generally load from the left. I'll show you why in a minute, but I've just changed over to the right pocket and putting the barrels on a piece of cardboard or on my foot. This is more my kind of setup, how I start to get into a different frame of mind here now. Right, okay, so I'll call pull when the gun goes bang, send on. Thank you. So, gun in the shoulder, hold point's correct. And as you can see from that, with some telepathy released there from Hayden, as I didn't even call for it, but you saw that The clay hooked to the left. I'd already seen that picture before. The gun had told me where it went. And we just went for it. Oh! And there we go. That's two, and then we're going to move on to something else. Ball. And if you've noticed there, the clay is wandering a little bit. Managed to lock onto the first one because it was going in the trajectory I expected. Second clay came out, went a little bit higher. Let it run. Gun went where I wanted it to. So again, that tells me in what we had there, 12 shots, that I think we've got the setup right here. I can feel the recoil reduction system working in the stock, which I'm going to talk to you about a little bit further on here. But so far, you've just seen from the car park to 12 shots that we've got a brand new gun out of the box, and it's already doing a very nice job. So let's go up, shoot something else. And as we're going to go along, we're going to get increasingly difficult. But note, not something that's a million miles away. We're just in a new gun. Expectations, keep them real. Okay, I just want to point out a couple of things here about loading an over and under, especially a new one. Did you see people fighting with a gun to close it when it's new? And they do all this, oh, it's just, oh, and they're fighting it. We've got some big muscles in our body, and we don't need to use the little ones like biceps like this. You use your chest muscle in your tricep, in your shoulder, a brand new gun, even a really stiff one, and you just push the barrels away from you. It's really that easy. Same if you're undoing it, just pull using your back muscles as well. So up to you, but just a little bit of a tip there. Now on here I think we've got a left to right. It's like a roosting kind of pigeon. So we're going to shoot on report. So we're going to call Paul, send the A target, and then when the gun goes bang, Hayden's going to send the next one. So left to right target. So feet are really important wherever you're shooting. So, and again, look, watch, just push it forward using your chest muscles and your tricep. And that's a brand new gun, and I can close that ever so easy. Paul. That's 28 gram. Lovely picture that you get from having this Monte Carlo style setup without having your head jacked up. Lovely view over the barrel with this. Lovely view. Paul. That's 24 gram, and well, we know the cartridges are going to do this job anyway. What I'm looking for is the swingability, the information that comes back from the view, both of the gun and me looking at the target, and then the information that reads back as well. I'm going to shoot the second target, the B target now, so when I fire the gun, just send the second one. So just moving feet around a little bit. That's going to come from the back of the trees, I think, and it's going to go up here. So, pull. There we go. Smash them up lovely. 24 gram now. Pull. 24 gram as well. They shot totally different, by the way. Very good kills. You can definitely feel from the Supreme, which is a top end competition cartridge, you can feel the reduction, the recoil reduction system working there. 24 gram, didn't feel anything at all. You can really slow down with this gun actually. I find with quite a few guns that you can tend to rush the gun, and that comes from the balancing of the gun, which is why I did it earlier. I've shot this gun without the balance system in it, and it tends to race at the front end. The balance is wrong. The weight starts to pull forward on the gun and pulling the weight back towards you in your shoulder. Your steering capabilities from both your waist and your left hand are greatly increased actually. They're much better, and there's a lot more steadiness to the gun there. So yeah, very nice. That a lot of information coming back. So we're going to move on to some bolting rabbits now. I'm going to be changing the chokes on there as well. So I'm probably going to try a few 21 grams like we did last time actually. This is not a 21 gram gun, by the way. This is a serious competition gun. That's no disrespect to anybody who wants to shoot 21 gram through a competition grade gun. This is what I call the animal needs feeding properly. Okay. Right, so just come to the bolting rabbit stand, and I was expecting two different bolting rabbits. There isn't. There's one. Got a very long income, like a crow really. So I'm going to change the shapes for both of these actually, because one, I want to see what this pattern's like. Shows you chokes. And I need all the help I can get. 3/4. Do you know what actually? I'm actually going to go back to a half on the bottom barrel. So this is where your selector comes in. And I'm going to change this one. I've changed my mind. I'm terrible for this. And that is the one problem with Caesar Guerini chokes. There's that many of them. You get, oh, should I have this one? Should I have that one? Anyway, it shows you've got the facility to change to whatever you're shooting at, and to feed your brain, make you happy. And if I miss, I'll blame the chokes. Okay, so which one's going first? Okay, so the crow's going first, so I'm going to select top barrel. And you'll notice on a Caesar Guerini now that you have to pull the safety backwards to select which barrel that you're going to fire. So we're going to have top barrel first because that's our furthest clay, which is in English 3/4 choke. Bottom barrel then fire. And I'm going to shoot two different cartridges. I'm going to shoot a 28 gram Supreme 7 on the first clay because it's so far out. And then I'm going to shoot a 21 gram on the rabbit just because I can. Okay. Pull. Long target. And yeah, we got them, no problem at all. 28 gram top barrel, 21 gram bottom barrel, so we're shooting 3/4 at the first, half at the second. Pull. Same again, take your time as well. I see a lot of people, they rush, they just rush. Don't rush, take your time, get some oxygen in your body. Okay. Pull. Okay, we missed the incomer there, but I knew where I'd gone. I knew the mistake, which was purely timing, went over the top of the clay. You get a lovely feedback from this. The second shot with them 21-gram shells, as you could see, were astonishing kills, and a great feel of so soft, so gentle. So you've just seen there, change checks, suit the target. We're going to go down here now. We're going to shoot some close driven, like partridge. May change the chokes again, probably will actually, because we've got quite a tight choke on the top of there. And I'm going to try a different cartridge on here as well, because I know that the Supremes will work really well, but I want a little bit of different feedback on the next stand from a different cartridge, so we'll see you down there. Okay, we said earlier on, well I said earlier on, there's nothing in the gun. I'm just going to close it because something to show you. That's it, I bought two additional accessories that don't come as standard with the Caesar Guerini. I've got here in my pocket a set of barrel weights, and these are beautiful if you want barrel weights, that is. And they're just a click on, click off system. Spring loaded. With the top of my head, I'm pretty sure the pair is 60 grams. And you might say to yourself, well, why would you want barrel weights on a gun? Well, there's a variety of reasons why. You might have balanced your gun, like I've just with that, I prefer that, but you just actually want that thing to weigh heavier. So you'd put your barrel weights as far down as possible. Or you might be one of them people that likes all the weight over the front, which I really don't like, but that's my style. And this is how simple, and I'll show you now how simple these are to put on. You just, oh, this only can work on a double centre ventilated rib, and they go in the centre, they don't go on the top rib. I have seen somebody try to do that, but anyway, they clip in here and you just press it together. It is a cold day still, I mean it's really cold here, and then they just click in like that. That's it. Look at that. That is really neat. I like that. What does it make the gun feel like? Remember when I balanced it? Ooh, there's a little bit of balance in there still. Well, rear end balance for me. What does it feel like? Yeah, you can feel that just starting to put that little bit of weight on the front without it really losing its pointability. Now, I'm not a great lover of barrel weights, but they do a job if you know what the job is. Because some people actually buy them because they actually look cool. But okay, but that does alter the characteristics of the gun. Right, so I've just put 60 grams of weight somewhere on the barrel. And what does it feel like now? Well, it's definitely heavier. Look at that. That's what they call a central point balance. I actually told you a fib there. I knew exactly where to put them to make that do that. But you can see that, yeah, they do a job. Not for me, not my cup of tea. I don't need it on this gun. I certainly don't need it on the Invictus. But there you go. And to take them off, simply push it in and they clip off. I think these will fit on 20 bores as well. I'm pretty sure they do actually. So yeah, there's a nice feature. I think these are about 65 quid, something like that. And the barrel weight with the recoil system in is about 175, and you can get them from online, Caesar Guerini UK, or any stockist of Caesar Guerini equipment. So yeah, these are nice to have in. These are the sort of things, if you bought a gun and your wife doesn't know what to buy for Christmas, get some barrel weights. Okay, I'm going to change the chokes again now. We've got a fairly close bird here, so we're going to go for the cylinder. Doesn't really matter which barrel we're going to put this in because it's the same target on report. So, and again, just that's it. Little tip here for you: when you're putting chokes in, or any thread for that matter, if you wind it backwards, look, watch. You hear that click? That means the threads are in line. You'll be surprised how many people can cross thread a multi-choke gun, and that's because they haven't lined it up. So put your choke in, don't screw it in yet, wind it backwards, click, click. I know that those threads are in line now, and watch, and guess what, it works every time. I've never managed to cross thread a multi-choke gun yet, but I've seen plenty that have. That's it, nip it up with your fingers, we're good to go. Again, doesn't matter which barrel we select on this, we're going to be shooting the same target. I'm going to be shooting 2 different kinds of cartridges as well. Okay, right. I'm going to start off with some 24 gram on here. This is a driven target. So let's see what we've got. Pull. Okay. Very nice to shoot on there. The recoil that came back from that, a little bit behind the first one, just caught me out a little bit on the speed. Now we know where they are. I'm just going to change my feet slightly. Remember, wood when I close the gun, finger on the wood. Now I'm going to get onto my trigger. I'm just getting myself set up now. Pull. And there you go. Two biggest things I changed there. Move my feet around slightly, and I moved my hold point. I came up with my hold point so I wasn't chasing after the clay. Now I'm going to shoot the same target with a different cartridge from a different manufacturer. These are from Fiocchi. These are a 28 gram 4HV, which is, I think, or certainly one of their top end competition cartridges. Might even be their flagship one actually. And what size shot have we got? 7.5. I shot these last year, didn't we? Did a review on these. I really like these actually, if I remember. There we go. Right, not changed my feet. Padded the finger on the trigger, not pulling the trigger obviously, and I'm ready. So, hold point, pull. Oh, bit of a no bird there, but we got it. Massive difference in how this gun shot then. The swinging of it is identical, but when you pull the trigger from a 24 to a 28, the feedback is very, very different. There's a lot more from the 28 gram, but not to the point that it's excessive and it's hurting or anything like that. You can definitely tell it's got some more jerry in it. Pull. And yeah, they're lovely, they are. Okay, Now this has got a right-handed palm swell on it, and I do know that they do a left-handed version of this, so you can get this in left-handed if you want as well. And you notice when we were earlier on that I set this cone to my height and how I felt, and I don't need to adjust that, which brings me on to something else. When you've got an adjustable gun and it's been set up, especially by a professional as well, don't go and keep changing it, because it's going to ruin the gun. Get it set, shoot it, keep shooting, and it'll all gel. I mean, you can see that I'm already gelling with this, and we've only fired a few shots. So we'll finish here now. We're going to go and shoot some technical targets with this gun now. So we'll see you on the next one. Okay, right, we're going to shoot a reasonably long left-handed crosser. This is going to tell me a lot about the glide or swing, but I call it the glide because you can swing through a rabbit and they're fairly close and zappy. But this is going to be the steadiness and how the barrels operate, which then brings me on to about the barrels. Caesar Guerini now, this is 2022. All the guns that are coming into the UK from Caesar Guerini now are going to be 3-inch chambered and high performance rated for steel. So they'll come with a fleur-de-lis, so you can put your high performance shell steel through it. They'll cover everything. The chrome line, that's it. Like I said, this only comes in a 32-inch, but from the whole of the range that I've been told by the boys at Caesar Guerini, all barrels now coming into the UK will have a 3-inch chamber and fleur-de-lis, so the proof for high performance steel shot. Okay. Just A on report, please, Aidan. Ball. Try 2 different methods there with that. One was from coming through it, the other one was pulling away. Pull. No doubt about it, for me coming from behind and swinging through it, once you've got it swinging, it's very nice. It's typical of the 32. For me, once I got the barrels going, they're going. Trying to get the barrels to accelerate a little bit more, not all the time, but just for this, because I'm not really used to this gun. I'm finding I need that little bit more energy, so I'm going to do the pull away method for the next 2 and just put that little bit more effort into that pull or twist through my hip. So they are they're a very steady barrel. Pull, front of the clay, pull away, front of the clay, pull away. Yeah, it took about as much effort that did as actually opening a can of Coca-Cola. So yeah, that's nice that you can very quickly make adjustments to your method, your style, and again the gun told me where it went. That's so important in a gun, when you're missing and you're hitting, what the relationship is between you and this, because without that, well, you need a guidance counsellor then. Okay, let's move on to something else. So we've got today the new Summit Allsport 32-inch gun only. We've shot some variety of targets today with it here at Oakedge, and it does exactly what Caesar Guerini says it was going to do. I'd have no problem taking this gun tomorrow onto a DTL layout and going for it on a DTL layout. I'd have absolutely no problem shooting compact sporting with this. In fact, I'd have no problem shooting most things with this. I certainly wouldn't try the Olympic disciplines with it though, but I would all the others. And it would suit this gun. Anybody that's a very serious recreational shooter, but anybody that really wants to climb through the ranks and get into full-blown competition shooting, English sporting, sport trap, things like that. Yeah, this is for somebody that's going to be serious about shooting now, and that's for anybody really. And it does. This is the right-handed version, right-handed palm swell. Lovely checkering. I think it's 26 pitches to the inch, and as you can see, it fits lovely on the forend. It's full checkering here. Right-handed palm swell. Like I said, left-handed version, so left-handed palm swell as well. It's a proper competition gun. It's a gun designed for shooting clay pigeons. Would I take it in the field? No. This is purely for clay shooting for me. And it does everything. It's got everything that you need. Like I say, you can put some extras on it if you want the weights in the stock. Up to you. But, that comes as a package, as a recoil reduction system as well, and it does work. If you want to put weights on your gun, you can. You can pimp this up as much as you want. It is going to get you, if you've got the ability, it's going to get you on the podium. It's very, very, very capable of being a podium gun. Tanya Fold shoots one of these actions, different stock. Brody Woolard, he used to shoot this this action as well. So yeah, it's very, very capable, more than capable. In fact, there's more in this gun than most shooters will ever need, really. Retailing £3,500, 10-year warranty. Want servicing every 3 years if you shoot 12,000 cartridges a year. So it's a buy me, set it up gun and just enjoy it. Just shoot. And again, you've seen today, up to you which ammo you put through it, 28, 24, 21, don't matter which manufacturer either really. You find what you like, what suits you, and this is very capable of getting you on that podium if you want it.